Hit it. Experience 24 hours of head-to-head AWS sessions from around the world.
Mic check, 1, 2.
JAWS PANKRATION 2021. Up till down.
Go ahead.
Hello, everyone. Konnichiwa, minasan. Today, I would like to talk about AWS AppSync. But first, a few words about me. My name is Benoît. I am a serverless developer and also a AWS community builder. I am the maintainer of the serverless framework AppSync plugin. You can find me on Twitter, GitHub, and my blog. The details show on the screen. I will first give you a quick introduction to GraphQL and a comparison with REST. Then I will explain what AppSync is and why you should consider it for your next project. GraphQL is a query language for APIs. It allows you to explore the data as a graph. The best way to explain it is with an example. Imagine that you have an application that needs to access different sorts of data. A user, the user's profile picture, and address. In a traditional API, you would normally need to access the data sequentially. You would get first the user's data, get the payload, and then use an ID contained in the response to get related data. This makes your application slower because of the round trips with the server. This is a problem known as underfetching. Also, the payload of the API endpoints will always have the same structure and retrieve full information. Your application might be receiving fields that it doesn't need. That information has to travel over the wire. This is a second problem called overfetching. GraphQL is an API implementation that tries to solve these issues. GraphQL permits clients to get everything they need and only what they need in one single query. The server acts as the glue for your data, and the fields that are not required will not be returned. Everything happens in the back end. GraphQL allows 3 types of queries. Queries are operations that allow you to retrieve data from your data sources. Mutations are used to create, modify, and delete data. Subscriptions is a special type of query for real-time updates. Now that you know what GraphQL is, let's talk about AWS AppSync. AppSync is a fully managed GraphQL service offered by AWS. It's serverless. You don't need to install or maintain any server, and you only pay for the requests that you make. AppSync is also capable of scaling to thousands of requests per second. With AppSync, you provide a schema, data sources, resolvers, and you deploy them in AWS. All the complexity is abstracted out. AppSync supports 5 types of data sources. A data source is where your data comes from. The supported data sources are DynamoDB, AWS Lambda, OpenSearch, RDS, and HTTP. It also comes with a special local resolver that allows you to run simple logic that does not need access to any data source. You are allowed to use different data sources in the same API and even in the same query. The second important piece of AppSync are resolvers. Resolvers are functions that generate the response for the query. They can be attached to any field, and they will be called when that field is requested by the client. They are attached to data sources where they get their data from. They act as the glue between the schema and the data. Resolvers are written in VTL language. But you can also use AWS Lambda to write more complex resolvers. When you have an API, you also probably want to make it secure and identify your users. AppSync supports 5 different kinds of authentication. Amazon Cognito, IAM, OpenID Connect, API Key, and AWS Lambda. You are allowed to use more than one and combine them as you like. A great feature of AppSync is the possibility for clients to subscribe to changes in the data. Clients can open a WebSocket connection with the server, specifying what changes and what they are interested in. Each time that a mutation changes the data being observed, the client will receive a real-time notification with the changes. AppSync takes care of everything. It creates and maintains the WebSocket connections. and it sends the notifications to the clients. AppSync is able to support millions of active simultaneous connections. It also supports server-side in-memory cache. It reduces the need to access data sources. This improves performance by reducing latency. There are two supported behaviors: full request and per resolver. You can also disable it if you want. You can specify a caching key based on the query arguments or the identity of the caller. Finally, you can also set a time to live of up to 1 hour after the cache will be deleted. Here are some developer tools that you can use with AWS AppSync. You can deploy AWS AppSync using your favorite internet infrastructure as cloud method. The following are supported: Amplify CLI, Serverless Application Model, CDK, Serverless Framework, and CloudFormation. For the client side, you can use Amplify.js or Apollo Client. Finally, GraphQL Code Generator is a CLI that allows you to generate client-side types for your schema. For example, TypeScript or Java. That's it for today. If you have any question, please let me know. You can reach me on Twitter or my blog, and you can find it on the screen. Thank you. ありがとうございました。
Music's loud and I'm feeling alright. It's slow motion, but it's just you and I. Yet the burn makes you feel so alive. And we live in the moment, so you can live in tonight. We're here now, let's party together. Let's live like tonight is forever. We're here now, let's party together. Let's live like tonight is forever. Let the rhythm move us, yeah baby, take it too far. You're at the center of my attention, yeah you got me so lost. I love the way that you move and how the lights keep up the groove. We're like